Okay, this is question 6 on November 2017, grade 10, paper 1. And this looks as if it is a question about an exponential function. An exponential function is one where the variable is in the exponent position. And because p is a function of x, the two variables here are p of x and x. K and q are constants or parameters, and we have some information about the function. K is greater than 0. The fact that k is greater than 0 means we are talking about an increasing function, and k does not equal 1. That's helpful. X-intercept is at 2, 0. So we know that's when this graph crosses the x-axis, and a horizontal asymptote of y equals -9. My graph is not drawn to scale here, but we have an understanding that the graph is going to look something like that. Just to get a quick visual of it. The range of p, remembering the range is the possible y values for a graph or for a function, and our horizontal asymptote was at y equals -9, and the fact that k was positive means that we have an increase in function, so our range will be y is greater than -9. We do not include -9 because the asymptote will be approached but never reached, and we could write that with this notation where we say y is an element between -9 and infinity. Those both be acceptable answers. 6.1.2, determine the equation of p. Okay, so we have y, which is p of x, is equal k to the x plus q, so we need to find k and q. And we know that our horizontal asymptote is y equals -9, and we also had the point 2, 0. P of x equals k to the x would have a horizontal asymptote of y equals 0, and so shifting it down by 9 gives us a q value of -9, and then we can use our point 0, 2, 0 to find k, and we solve this equation by isolating the k. It's a quadratic equation, so you could use other methods, and that means that k could be plus or minus 3, but in this problem we were told that k is greater than 0, so the only possible answer was k is 3. And now we can go back and write our equation as 3 to the x minus 9. And 6.1.3, sketch a graph of p. Well, I did a rough graph earlier, but now let's make it a little bit better and maybe more to scale. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, we know the horizontal asymptote was at y equals -9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Our x-intercept was at 2, so we have that information. And we might just want to, now that we have the equation, we might want to figure out the y-intercept, because they did ask us for all the intercepts. The y-intercept is when x is equal to 0, so I can plug in 0 for x. And 3 to the 0 is equal to 1. So we get 1 minus 9, which is equal to -8. I was ahead of myself. So here is the y-intercept, and we know this graph is going to approach the asymptote and then increase. It should be concave up the whole way. My graph is not too beautiful, but you get the idea. Just be sure you include everything that they ask for. Show clearly the intercepts with the axes and the asymptote. Asymptote is drawn as a dotted line, and we need a scale on our axes. If you want to put more of a scale in, you can, but that should suffice.